Namaste, Vitruvians. Welcome to another spotlight. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm
Mm.
doing well. I'm doing well. It's good to see everybody. Excited for another spotlight today. To give the community an update.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. I we got our new backgrounds going, so we look very spiffy and nice.
Yeah. I know you're traveling, and I know you're burnout and fried and lack of sleep and different time zones, and but you'll be back in a few days, so it'll be great to have you back.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Excited to be here with everyone, and let's get this show going. So, welcome everyone to Vitruveo Spotlight. This is season 5, episode 12. It's December 20th. And I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And together, what we will do is review the events of the past week, and which were very exciting, by the way, and also talk about what's coming up in the next week. So, without further ado, let's get going. All right. The first thing is we have a beta of the calculator that is live. I know it's been delayed a bit. I apologize for that. I take full responsibility for it. But it is now available in beta. It is probably 95% feature complete. There's one feature that's missing, and I'll talk about it momentarily. So let's go ahead and go to it. Now, you cannot link to it directly. You have to actually manually type in scope.vitruveo.xyz/calculator, but it's because it's in beta. We don't want people to stumble upon it accidentally. So yeah, let me get my windows situated here. All right, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the features in here. So the first thing is that the calculator will read your current portfolio. It'll read your Vitro, your Vibe, and hopefully soon your Verse. Currently, these fields are disabled. They will be enabled probably in the next couple days. That's the feature I was talking about. It does not allow you to edit your holdings right now, but it will. That's one of the key things that we want to sort of roll out here. All right, and from there it gets pretty straightforward and simple. Um, you have a column here for your stakes, for your 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, and 5 year stakes. Those are also currently not editable. They will be. And the point of this little recycle icon is if you edit and you want to go back to whatever the default the current value is, it'll do that. So you can play around with it, but not yet. All right. As I said, these fields are currently disabled. They will be enabled soon. What you can do, though, is play with these sliders. So these sliders are a 5 year growth projection. So you have the ability to control and do what if scenarios on five items. You can do it on Vitro price, arts revenue, gaming revenue, and entertainment revenue. So remember, it's a 5 year growth projection, and currently the layout only shows 4 rows. You have to scroll to see the fifth one. So what you're doing is you're picking what the value is for the last column here by doing the slider, and what it does is it figures out with a growth curve how to take it from the current value to that value that you project. So now looking at my numbers here, let's do a simple kind of uh, look at these numbers here. So if you can see the Vitru price, it's going up as I slide this over. So let's say that we project that Vitru will be at $20 in 2029. So that's what you have here. And what it does is it trended upwards from the end of 2025. That's what each of these numbers here represents the end of the year to that point. So that's what happened here. So this is the first section here is price, and you can do what ifs on the Vitro and the Vitru price. All right. Then the next section is your holdings in Vitru. So it represents the holdings at the start of that year, and then what happens during the course of that year, and what the holdings are at the end of the year. So in this case, I have no stakes that are 1 year, so there's nothing unstaked. But I do have 2 year stakes, so that means that the end of year two, which is 2026 in this case, I'm going to have a certain number unstaked, and so you see that here. But then you also see that the end is a bit higher. Why is that? Well, you're adding your Vitru income to it, and you're also adding some other rebasing income. So let's look at that here. The Vitru up here is sort of a summary. So how did it go from 23 to 354? Well, you got income from Vibe, you got income from Verse, and you got rewards from staking. So I have here in this account 10 Vibe, and I've got some stakes going on here. And as a result, I will have some income. And that's what this represents here. And your wallet beginning and end takes that into account. Lower as you move lower, it kind of gives you a breakdown of what's going on. And so the same thing goes on for each progressive year. Same uh, it's a little bit less involved with Vitro because it's a straight up, here's your balance and what the value will be based on the price. So here the Vitro price projected is $2, and so the price would be double whatever the holding is. All right. Now, if you move further down, this is all without rebasing. Now we get into rebasing. You hold a certain amount in your wallet, in this case 354. It's going to rebase to 407. And then what is that wallet worth in dollars? Well, it's the number of Vitru multiplied by the price of Vitru at that point, which is right here. So that's how you get the dollars in your wallet. And the total dollars in your wallet are your Vitru dollars plus your wallet Vitro dollars, and that becomes your total number. Now down here we have our revenue projections for three of the verticals, and you can move these sliders around to change those, and you can see how all the numbers change based upon that, and you can tinker around with that. Now I'll just caution you about this here. It is a beta release. The values are not accurate. They have to be vetted still. And this is currently only for testing and feedback, right? So please play with it, and happy to hear your feedback on it. And we are going to continue to finish development on this and get these editable. So then not only will you be able to do the 5 year projections, but you will also be able to say that, well, what if I had 100 Vitru? What if I had 1,000 Vitru? How would that work? And so that's what's going to work. And yeah, and hopefully you can use the calculator to make the decisions that you need to. So that's it. Expect to see these fields enabled in the next couple days. All right. All right. Yeah. Thank you. All right, moving on. Like I said, the growth projections will be changed, and in a couple of days, you're going to have the what if scenarios there. All right, let's move on. So, Dex update. This was a big week for us. We had our listing on Pancake Swap. It was a big deal for us. It was our first major public listing of the token, in this case, Vitru token. How? Well, we have a new bridge, and the bridge allows you to take Vitru coin on Vitruveo blockchain and bridge it over to a Vitru token on the Binance Smart Chain. So trading is currently active on PancakeSwap. It's going really well, and seems like we've found our floor price there. Also, it seems to be around 23 cents, plus or minus 0.02 plus or minus 2 cents. Yeah, and it stayed pretty there. I would like to say that yes, we had some initial issues because we set up a pool with an extremely low price. Our intent there was to give the community some basically a nice way to move the price up by acquiring some tokens, but we didn't do a good job with it, and as a result, only a few wallets basically got that. But we quickly, so well, first of all, I just would like to apologize for that. We were in the midst of trying to make a lot of decisions all at once. They were trying to get things activated, the bridge working, development going on, etc. And yeah, we made a mistake. So I apologize for that. But we quickly corrected it with a new pool, and now we have multiple liquidity pools active. So it's situation's been corrected. we have tracking available on Dex Screener and Dex Tools. So now you have all the data available that you need to make decisions around buying Vitru tokens. To continue the Dex update, a few important points I'd like to make. One is we are aware that some of the metadata, the coin information, the coin icons, its images, etc., are not all up to date on various different sites. We are working on all of them. So just assume that all the standard sites, whether it's CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, etc., if there's any information that is not accurate, we are working on updating it. Every one of those sites has their own policy, their own time frame for how quickly they move, and so on. And in most cases, they require a fee to update, and to whatever for whichever are the most important sites, we are going ahead and paying them in order to expedite wherever possible. So it's only a matter of time; it will all be updated. The one thing I do want to point out, and I want to thank Tasman for this, is for educating us and helping us with this a little bit, is we want to transition away from the initial 0.25% fee that is in the liquidity pool right now. We set that up because we really didn't want fees, and it's sort of the default. If you create a liquidity pool on PancakeSwap, it picks 0.25% as the default. Our interest is not in collecting fees, but at the same time, we recognize that other folks would like to participate in the pool without having to create their own pool. And so we have created a pool now for 1%. Now, what you're going to witness here shortly is that there is the liquidity that we currently have in the 0.25% pool. I wanted to make sure that there's a public announcement, which is here, that we are going to transfer that liquidity out and move it into that 1% pool. So do not be alarmed if you see that liquidity being removed. It'll just be momentarily. We take it out of the 0.25% pool, and we already set up a 1% pool and already have liquidity in there. We're just going to transfer it over, and then you will see one big 1% pool. So just want to make sure that no one is caught by surprise on that. We are merely just logistically moving from one pool to the other. Now, one of the important things with protocols in particular is the ability for liquidity to be removed, just as we are about to do in this case. This is a one-time kind of action, but we don't want to be able to remove that liquidity in the future. We want it to be there and to assure everyone that it's going to be there. And so we are going to lock away that LP token. Now, there's two ways to do it. There's a handful of sites on BSC where you could essentially lock it with a smart contract, or you could just burn the token. We haven't decided yet which one we're going to do. I'm leaning towards burning it. It's super easy to do, and we don't have to rely on a third-party contract because we have no intention of pulling that liquidity. So we'll by probably the next 24 hours or so, we will have acted upon that, and you will see that. It's kind of important because on the screener sites, etc., the lock indication being lit indicates trust, that the team is not going to just pull the liquidity out at any given moment. And we want to do that. We want to make sure that everyone feels trust, that they can trust that we will not be pulling that. So we're going to essentially lock that LP token in one of two ways, like I said, either on a third-party smart contract or by burning that token. So we're just gonna do that. So those are the immediate actions you're gonna see from us. I just want to make sure no one is surprised, especially since everyone is now monitoring that very closely. We don't want any surprises. Next up is we have a clarity on the incentive program that we have for liquidity providers. But before I go into that, I want to give Mike a chance to do a recap of his insights on the DEX update. So, Mike, to you, please.
Okay. Yeah. So great to see everybody. It's been a busy week. Obviously, it's very exciting in order to get on the public dexes. And what's funny is every time you make an update, you have to frantically go and get everything updated. And so thanks to DD Arco, these guys have been working behind the scenes. in order to get all that stuff updated as well as age. And it was great to see an initial pump, and then we found our floor and our trading range. It looks like we have resistance at around 20 cents, which is great. That's actually what we want. There has been moderate sells. There are some people that have closed out their positions, which is good. We want to do this. The whole purpose of listing on a public DEX first is in order to make a soft launch, a soft list, in order to transition into our central exchange list by January 31st. So this enables us to create the pools, get everything stable, do some test marketing, which we've been getting feedback. We're tracking our KPIs on that, which is great. We'll get into that in a little bit, but overall, I'm pleased with the results that we have. We had a couple of wallets that were exiting. They were taking, fairly large chunks out of their positions, which is totally fine. Now's the time to do that, at least for those two wallet holders. And one of them has closed out their position, which is awesome. And now at this point, price is looking great. So we're looking for increasing our marketing and then start moving the price out. The problem with going huge on marketing right now, again, is people taking profits and that sort of thing, and so the price doesn't really move in that case. So what we're doing is a very gradual approach. Treating, just taking it one step at a time, and then that way we can see what's working, what's not, and then adjust accordingly for our strategy. So January 1 through January 31st is really going to be our marketing push, and phase one of marketing is just going to be our test. So, but we'll address that in a little bit later. But overall, I'm pleased. A lot of people adding liquidity, which is great. It's definitely the direction to go in, and we'll touch on a little bit on that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm actually really pleased with everything. I think um, it's a lot of work, to kind of bounce around and get everything updated on top of everything else that we're doing. So I'm jazzed, I'm excited, and yeah, once we get the liquidity pool thing worked out, we'll have a good foundation in order to scale from there.
Yeah, I'm very excited, especially because things like the bridge worked flawlessly. That was a
Mhm.
major achievement there, that we are able to take our coins, lock them, and bridge them over, and they materialize as tokens over there. That just bodes really well for repeating that on Ethereum. Now, the only difference will be that on Ethereum, there will be a fee that will be higher. Because of the gas cost there, we did commit to waiving fees until December 31st. So we'll honor that on Ethereum also. But there will be, moving forward after that, there will be a fee to cover the gas on on Ethereum, so we'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, I mean, I think overall everything's working really well, and it's great to see all this data on the DEX aggregator platforms. It's really, really cool to see the graphs and things like that, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. It's also interesting to see the arbitrage between our DEX and a pancake swap, and how the market works. It levels off. It evens them out. So it's really great to see all of that. All right, so
Yeah,
let's talk about.
I was monitoring those trades, Nick. All of the trades that have been transpiring over the last 48 hours, and some of those big sells that we were seeing was arbitrage. So that's something that has to be noted. And some people think that they're selling and then wrapping and then converting to USDC and exiting, but they're actually there's arbitrage going on as well. So yeah.
All right, let's go on to the important part now, which is how do we want to incentivize liquidity providers? So, as we announced last time, we have a program where if you add to the liquidity and you hold your token through March 31st, then you're eligible for a pro rata share of the Mega LP trifecta. So, all we would ask everyone is that to move all the liquidity to the Pancake Swap 1% USDC pool. Vitru USDC pool. That's what where you want to be. So between now and the 31st. So if you currently transfer, it's not a problem. The transfer, the ownership hold of the LP NFT we are looking for is January 1 onwards, right? So until then, you can transfer away. But if you currently have liquidity in the 0.25% pool, please move it to the 1% USDC pool, and that way you will be eligible. So we'll be looking at that 1% pool only. Now, if it does happen that a few people are still in the 0.25% pool, hopefully not, because we really want to have that pool go away. Then we'll still honor that, but we prefer that everyone is on the 1% pool. All right, and you have some good incentives here for that, because at you know, I don't know how many there will be eventually, but let's see, we've got 11 days to go, and so everyone who's added on there is eligible for a pro rata share of that. Now, Mike and I have been talking, and we will also have additional incentives. We just have to finalize them. One of them is going to be a buy and hold incentive if you buy and hold, and anything we announce. Not to worry, we will sort of retroactively initiate that. So don't let the thought of an upcoming incentive change your behavior right now. If you're gonna buy, it's fine. We will make sure that we go and look at transactions from the past also, and factor them in for the incentive. All right. Let's see. Uh, let's see. There's some questions here, so let's take them. I think right now it would be probably fitting to do that now versus later.
Sure.
Um,
Okay, Mike and Nick, probably already on your bag list, but please get the socials blue checked. Yes, I did write that down when your question came in, so thank you for that. We'll get that taken care of.
yeah,
H
I can
will get on
update.
that.
I can update on that. The X account is under review for getting that. So hopefully it'll be approved soon, and then it'll be a done deal. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know about the other platforms, but that is the one in particular.
Yeah, we'll get that listed. Please be sure to clarify, as you just said, Vitru USDC BM pool should also be included in the incentive pool. So there is some talk about the BNB pool. Another question about the BNP. Oh, not that one. This one right here. Why is the BNP pool not included in the LP incentive? So we'll definitely address that. Do you have any comments on that, Nick, on the BNB pool?
Yeah, actually, I will need to huddle with you and Tasman on that and come up with clarity, and then we'll post that as a minor update on there, because there are some wrapped pools also floating around. I want to make sure that we give the correct pool addresses, etc. So not just direction, but actually give the address and link of a pool. That way, people know exactly where to go. So expect to see that in the minor update here in the next 24 hours or so, and to address any of your questions on that.
Yeah, and Mystique asked a question if we were able to attend the space this Sunday and talk about all of this in terms of how to trade the token as well as LP pools and that sort of thing. And I'm sure that's absolutely fine. We would love to be a part of that.
Yeah, I think we want to really educate artists, creators about this, because an informed artist is over time a wealthier artist. So we want to make sure that we educate you, because our goal is to have sustainable income for you, and one of the ways to do that is to make good choices here.
hmm
So yeah,
hmm
definitely.
And we may even have a little update to to deliver to the artists on Sunday, which will be fun too. So stay tuned for that. Okay, I think that's good for now, Nick. We can move on.
Okay, all right, let's move on then. um all right, next, Mike, why don't you take this one, please? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what we're doing is we're revamping the airdrop site. The airdrop site is a amazing airdrop DApp, and we want to repurpose that. And address the point system. So we're either going to close out and deprecate and reset the airdrop, and then treat the previous airdrop as a, we'll have closure on that, and we'll define what the points go to and that sort of thing. Or we may just transfer over all the data to the new website. So we are going to have that. We're going to have updated tasks, kind of quests, and it's going to be launched pretty soon. So we're excited about repurposing the airdrop site in preparation for our central exchange listing. So that's going to be good. We did set up the Telegram group for Vitruveo. A lot of traction on that over the last 24, 48 hours. We've got 500 plus members in the last 2 days. Thank you to Age, Didi, Stephen K, Le Sorcier, Funkmaster, Phantom for moderation, and for just the community that's been in there helping out. Funkmaster was kind enough to set up a buy bot in there and also do some spam protection. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't tell you how much when the community helps out and takes the initiative and just reaches out to us and say, hey, I can do this. Is it okay if I go ahead and implement this? Absolutely. We love the support. We love the community engagement. And we're very, very thankful for not only these community members, but others that have contributed in various ways, whether it's just providing solutions, whether it's providing criticisms, feedback. We love all of it. You will never be, I guess, branded divisive or anything like that if we get any crazy feedback. We always say, vent to the team if you have a criticism, and we'll get on it right away. And just keep the general chat, keep the OG chat clean, keep it positive, support each other, take all advice, suggestions, any criticisms directly to me or Nick, but preferably me. And then that way we can, because obviously I'm building a to-do list. Some of the stuff we already kind of know. It's just a matter of getting to it. But we're more than welcome to take feedback and expedite certain things if there's certain things that we should prioritize. So thank you for that. The other thing is a lot of community members have reached out to me directly through DM and suggested, collaborations with various projects, that sort of thing. Thank you for that. We definitely take all of those ideas, write them down. We try to get back to you right away, at least within 24 hours. That's kind of my policy. So thank you for all of those that have contributed to that. I will post the link, Hendrik, to the Telegram group. So thank you. I'll put, or if somebody can just put it in chat, that'd be great. I don't have it prepped on a banner to show you guys in the live, but it's looking so much better. It was very, very chaotic with the spam, and it was a mess. But thank you for those that have refined it, and it definitely looks awesome right now. So thank you for that. And yeah, I think that's good.
All right, let's move on. Thank you for that. Okay, time to switch gears and talk a little about Exhibit. So, as I announced last week, we are not going to do any more releases in the upcoming weeks due to the holidays. It would be futile to do that. Things are mostly ready with True Level and stores, and so with True Level, we'll start off the year and get that released, and then stores shortly thereafter. But now, what we are talking about is art cards. So we are readying the release of it so that in the next, it's really tight, folks. So we are going to do our best to get this activated here. The site is up. The overall flow is working. We've got a bunch of designs there, and all we have to do is work with our community artists to get some initial artworks in there. I know that over time we'll have a good flood of them come in, activating license, but for the first initial ones, we'll probably kind of we've already reached out to a few artists, and we'll get some of those artworks in so that the initial site has a good selection of cards to go with. But yeah, so expect to see more announcements on this in the next couple days, because we are readying the release right now, and it's all hands on deck trying to get things done. And really, the team's teams pulled a rabbit out of the hat. I think I might have a demo here also. Yeah, it's not a full-fledged demo, but you can see that we are getting close to readiness here. I think this is zoomed in a bit, so let me zoom out on that. Yeah. So we still got some images to do, etc. But the site is going to be actually very simple. It's going to be a black and white site. The only color being the artworks and the cards. So everything else in the UI, etc., is going to be. Now this is still in test. It's not even in QA yet. So all the artworks, etc., are really dummy artworks and not intended to give any indication that, yeah, this is sort of the artworks we're going to do. I'll use a robot as a example of the fact that it actually will not be like this. But yeah, so the users will be able to see previews of the cards. We have about 20 templates in the making right now, so you'll be able to select those and then customize the message, uh, and do those kind of things here. So it's coming together. I think on the, yeah, there it is. We put the preview banner up there uh, because we wanted to make sure that you go through the whole process before you uh, get to sort of select the card. Send out the card. All right. So you have got fonts, and we have to work a bit on the fonts, but you send out the card, and then you have to. Well, here's my email address for everybody. We send out a code. Let me look on my mobile for the code. Um, I somehow always manage to it takes longer. Oh, here we go. This time it's very fast. 3 1. Verify that. All right, and then you we want the sender to be able to identify themselves in not just an email address, and then you can put in whatever email addresses you want. So test@gmail.com, and so on and so forth. You can add as many as you want, and then we send it out, and that's about it. And yeah, so it's very simple and easy to use app. Now I just want to be very clear that the intent of art cards in phase one, which is now, for I would say at least the first quarter of 2025, is purely promotional. It is to promote artworks and promote artists. There is no income, no sales, anything from this. Now, uh, if a buyer clicks and goes to an artist's websites and finds an artwork, that's fine. You can think of it as a referral. But the intent of art cards is to promote artists and artworks. That's the first goal of phase one. Later on, we will monetize this. But right now, that's not the goal. All right, so that's coming up very, very quickly, and we'll try and get everything together by the end of day 23rd, and launch this as quickly as possible. All right, moving on then to a marketing update, and it's over to you, Mike.
Okay, great. So yeah, let's do kind of a marketing recap. Let's review kind of what the different phases were prior to our DEX launch. So we'll go next, please. Next. So obviously we're starting with the protocol because that's the priority focus right now, and the website revamp. So these are the two elements that we'll be marketing, and then we'll be pushing out the airdrop as well. Marketing for exhibit, our movie vertical, as well as the gaming vertical will be coming in time, but we're really going to focus on securing a firm foundation for Vitruveo, which is going to be our native coin and our pre-list. So that's going to be our main strategy. We'll go next. Doing a recap, last week we discussed the 3 different phases. These are based on timing, and we have our phase 1 was December 14th through December 31st, which we're currently in. We had a goal of launching the DEX. Obviously, we accomplished that. We did test marketing ROI. We're in the process of doing that. We've gotten 2 reports from the marketing agency that we're reviewing and fine-tuning. So what we did was did just a little test, and in order to see what kind of KPIs we could get and certain types of traction, and then we can adjust accordingly. We also wanted to see what the messaging was, and then so we can kind of play with that a little bit. All of this is kind of working with the marketing agencies lists that they have, how they're communicating our messaging and our value propositions, what's the content look like, and then we see the data, and then we make adjustments until we're satisfied that the marketing is effective, and then we start ramping up marketing. So as discussed, reviewing the KPIs, we're in the middle of that, doing tracking links, looking at website traffic, looking at also new Discord members. We're tracking that. And we did list on Dex Screener, Dex Tools, and CoinMarketCap. I'd have to double check. I don't think we've listed on CoinMarketCap yet. Possibly. You guys can correct me wrong in the chat, but CoinGecko is what I meant to say. And then obviously we're updating all of that content. And right now it's going to 200 investor groups in Telegram as well as X promotions. And we're really trying to encourage the social engagement as well as identifying the effectiveness of these groups. We set up the Telegram, got that all refined, cleaned up. We're going to reduce the price bot. I know somebody made a comment about that to see if we can maybe make that less active and maybe just do a periodic update. The issue with price bots is the way they're designed is they communicate to the Telegram group every time a trade is done. So that can get pretty busy. So we'll work with Funkmaster on fine tuning that and see if we can come up with some solutions on that. But again, this is going to be the first wave. And this will take us into phase 2, as discussed, where we take all of the data that we've received, we make a course correction, and then we go into phase 2 on really focusing on our pre-list strategy. Hopefully the airdrop site will be finished by then. And then that way we can start really driving all of those tasks that will really drive social engagement and get people interacting with the protocol, which is what we want. That's going to be one of the main goals. We'll go next, Nick. And the marketing channels, as we discussed last week, currently we have Telegram, X, public relations, KOLs, and banner ads are kind of leading into phase 2, phase 3. We're starting with Telegram and X to see what works, what doesn't. And then January 1 through January 31st, we'll expand the marketing budget to go into the banner ad world, where we'll advertise on Dex Screener, Dex Tools. There are website aggregators that will, you can pay and they'll disseminate your marketing spend over various crypto websites. And then we'll expand on that. And then right after banner ads, we will then probably go more towards public relations and launch all of our pre-list strategies, doing PRs, which helps with SEO, which helps with engagement. And then we'll bring it home with KOLs. So the marketing team, I just gave them an update this morning. We're going to start vetting and going through different tiers of KOLs. So a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. A tier 1 would be, someone with at least 1 million subscribers, someone that has a lot of engagement. We're not really looking for shilling, those types of kind of spammy, scammy, KOLs. We're really looking for great content providers who can give us, just really effective marketing is really what we're looking for. We're not looking to shill Vitruveo. We really want to build partnerships and collaborations with various YouTubers and socials. So we're going to break out all of those based on budget and then scale them accordingly and then track the effectiveness of that. And I think that's it.
All right. Okay. So moving on then to upcoming. So in addition to art cards, we have our big Uniswap launch planned on Christmas Day. So we'll have the bridge now have a choice of where you want to direct your Vitru token, to Ethereum or to BSC. You don't have that choice right now because there's only one destination, and then everything will work just the same way. And we'll have the liquidity pool set up, and yeah, we will probably keep the same exact incentive structure, but as we get closer to that, we'll finalize that and get it going. Um, all right, I think that was it. Yeah. We will enable the link for this after the stream is done, and you'll be able to go catch that. So I think I saw a few questions here about art cards. But other than that, it seems like we've covered all the topics, all the questions people asked. So let me get to some of those questions here. Um, doo, doo, doo. So one of the questions is about getting eyeballs. Yeah. So this will you be able to add a link or QR code that directs people back to exhibit or Vitruveo in the card? Extra eyes. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. The whole purpose of art cards is to direct people at. I'll tell you what. I definitely, we are always building in the open, so I'm not shy about sharing our wireframes, etc., with people. Let's do that. Let's go look at the art cards wireframes, and I want to show you what actually happens when the person receives the email. What they get, and this is a mock-up, all right? This is not design. This is how things will work. So don't get lost in the design here. But what they're going to get is an envelope, really, with an art cards logo, with the user has sent them an art cards greeting. Click to view, and when they come when they click on that, they go to a web page, and when they click on that envelope, they see a animated opening of the envelope and the art card sliding out. So our animator is working on that right now, and what they end up finally is with the art cards logo, the actual card, the artist avatar, art by the name of the artist, of the country, which country it's from, made with love, by exhibit, a link to exhibit, and clicking on this artist display name will take them right to the search with all the artist's artworks there. And art is love. Send your free art card now. So we invite this user to click on it, and then they can also send their own art card. So that's basically the cycle that's going to happen, and we'll probably enhance it more as time goes on. But right now we are focused on just trying to get things done on time, to not miss this holiday window opportunity. There's really two opportunities. There's the holidays, or Christmas and Hanukkah, and of course then there's New Year's, and then obviously there will be more moving forward. But we want to start off with this one. I would like to encourage artists to start thinking about the artworks that they want to be able to license. We will enable the license shortly, and you'll be able to select up to three of your artworks. I caution artists to not have any text or any verbiage or any specific tone to it, because remember, we've got the messaging for the card done for you in the template. Your job as an artist is to just have an artwork. The idea is that our art cards are different from regular event cards, greeting cards, etc., in that there is a unique piece of art there. So if you were to include in your artwork messaging around the event, etc., it actually takes away the focus. We want your artwork to shine. So leave the messaging about the event, any verbiage, any text, etc., to the templates. And again, our templates are going to be very, very simple. We intend to really downplay them because we want the art to shine there. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be like, and it's coming up very, very soon here. Okay, I
Yeah,
think that was.
I think that's. Let me kind of see if there's any other questions here.
I don't see. I see a few other. We were gonna do an art card space, but I unfortunately there was some logistical challenges and I could not make it. But we will be doing that, so we can go over in detail for all the artists about art cards, etc. And I expect I'll work with Pam, and we'll get that going in the next couple of days. Speaking of logistical challenges, I do want to note that I am not wearing any red today. I apologize for that. It's due to logistics, but I do always try and wear red on Fridays to honor our uh, the people in in our services who do so much for our country. So I appreciate that, and I'm sorry I was not able to wear red today, but I did remember that.
Hmm.
Okay. There was a boosters question there. So I it scrolled up. I didn't see it, but it was a question of can you? Why can't we do it still? Well, there's 821 boosters left, unboosted, if you will, out of 10,200. So in the next few days, I would say within a week, they're going to be auto boosted because they've served their purpose now. The intent was to accelerate vesting. uh, we are at the end of most vesting periods, so we're just going to auto boost them and close out the whole uh, booster contract, etc. Because uh, those are sitting around, and there really is no reason for them to have not boosted. They can collect their Vitru, collect their art, etc., and make it done. So within next week, expect to have those auto boosted.
Hmm. We also have a question here, which is a pretty good question. Can art cards be texted instead of emailed?
Yes, we have here. Uh, well, I don't know if I can get back to it without actually creating art card. Maybe I can. I don't know. Probably not. There is next to the send button. There's a copy button, so you can choose not to actually email it. You can just copy the link and go paste it into your iMessage or WhatsApp or whatever, and it'll create a preview and send it. So you can use your existing channels if you have them to send them also.
Very good. Protocol update in terms of when should validators expect to work on that?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, we are still trying to get this done by the end of the year. We are trying to fast track it, but we got so many initiatives going on, and these dexes have taken all of our time in the past week or so. But just spoke to the validator leads, etc., in the past week or so, and we are going to focus on trying to get that done by the end of the year also. But we fully expect that not everyone, because of the holidays, will be available to do it. So it's okay if it gets pushed out into mid-January. We we we're gonna make a best effort, and if it works, if we can get everyone up to date, updated, that's great. But if not, we'll just push it out a little bit more and give people some more time to update their notes.
Yeah. The most important thing on the reset is after we list on a central exchange, or we want to do it before we accomplish that, and that's absolutely the goal. To try to do that 30 days before. It probably won't happen 30 days before, but it's definitely something that's being worked out. This question, does wrapped Vitru even rebase?
That question is very easy to answer. If it's a coin, it rebases. If it's a token, it does not rebase. So on Vitruveo, a blockchain is a coin. It will rebase. Vitru as a token on BSC on Ethereum will not rebase. Wrap Vitru as a token on Vitruveo will not rebase. The only thing that rebases is the native Vitru coin on Vitruveo.
Yeah. Okay.
Onsite
Let's
asks about
just.
what account is going to be boosted. So it's basically whatever account is holding the booster. So that's really it. Because we don't know, what the target wallet might be, etc. And as I said, the actual boosting of a core NFT is moot at this point. Is what's more important is that the coins are going to be delivered, so they're just going to be delivered to the same account where the booster is held.
Mhm. Yeah, Bugs Life, if you can restate your question, I'm sorry I didn't see it. So please just restate it, and we'll be able to address it. And we had a another vibe update on this for scope.
Hmm.
Do you want to shed some light on that, Nick?
Yeah. So as had been mentioned previously, we are going to migrate to a new contract, but given all the things that are going on, I'm sorry we haven't had a chance to focus on that yet, but it is on our to-do list. And believe me, when we do our moderator call every week, we go through all these items, and none of them will be dropped and none of them will be forgotten. It's just a question of timing. We have to prioritize things, and this is a priority, but it's there's other things that are slightly higher priority than this, so we'll get to it very quickly.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that there are some workarounds right now, which is simply to transfer those vibes to another account and then transfer them back, and that fixes the index issue. So you might want to try that, But if you have a lot of them, I know it's going to be a bit challenging to do that. But if you just have a few of them, that might be an easy way to circumvent the problem.
Yep. This question, any updates on Vortex white paper? Yes, we are working on that. We're not going to release anything in the next 2 weeks. We really had to focus on, it's kind of all hands on deck for the list, and that's going to be our primary focus. The reason is that takes a lot of development. And we definitely had more time to work on that. It hasn't been deprecated, it hasn't been anything like that. It's just we're focusing 100% on updating every single thing that we're working on for the list and the pre-list. And the white paper, as I mentioned, I still have to have a second meeting with the gaming developer so that we can review that. Obviously, the last 48 hours or this past week has really been focused on really the decks and getting the liquidity pools worked out, updating the website, updating the keynotes, updating the socials, starting the Telegram. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So, Hendrik, I know you ask every Friday, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted on developing updates. But for now, it's all hands on deck for marketing decks and really marketing the token and providing the support that goes around that. And but I do expect that I will have a meeting with the developer next week, and we'll build that out. At least we can get something in your hands, which will be nice. And Vortex will be part of the calculator. Um, to be determined on that. I'm not sure yet. We will. I think that might be factored into the gaming in terms of the volume that's created. So it's indirectly a part of the calculator the way it stands. I don't know if there's going to be a standalone Vortex. It's really going to be more in blocks or gaming vertical.
Yeah, Pam asks, will artists know if someone else sent their art as art card? Yes, but I'm not confident that that will be in the like available right away. We do
Mhm.
have a notification feature, probably be available, second or third of January, something like that. But yeah, we definitely want an artist to be notified when someone uses the art in an art card.
Yeah. Yeah, we've
I
gotten
think
this
that's
question.
yeah.
We got one more, and I've gotten this question quite a bit on are we going to do LPs on Solana and Base and because they're really hot at the moment, and obviously we're starting with those that are EVM compatible, because obviously we have to build a dedicated bridge, to those chains, which means more development work for Nick, which means you know you kind of see the problem. I would say eventually, but we're really going to focus on low hanging fruit within Ethereum right now, or at least the EVM. Um, so we're starting with obviously the USDC pool, then BNB, then Uniswap, and then we'll expand from there. Would you agree, Nick?
Yes, yes. And I see
Okay,
more questions
just
coming in that
nod.
are important. So let's do that. Yeah. So the Veo bundle is has the problem that Vortex are not mintable with the gas that's there in larger quantities. So the Vortex is set up as sort of an IOU. And a user can go to the Explorer, to the Vortex contract, and self-claim them, but we don't expect users to know this at all. So we do that periodically in bulk. So I will commit to making sure that over this weekend, all the pending Vortex will be finished airdropping on that. Like I said, it's stored as an IOU, and essentially you have to claim the balance over five. Five is the number that are included with the bundle, and all the remaining ones are IOU, and you have um, to pick them up. Does
Yeah,
Verse contribute to Vibe income? Yes, 10% is of the Verse revenue will flow into Vibe.
very cool. This question's funny. I just have to put it. So Uniswap ETH 2 cents? No.
Ah, everyone,
Yeah.
we'll keep hearing that for a while there. Yes, no,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that's
not
not
happening.
happening. That's not happening. Yeah. Well, it'll be probably we're probably just going to do the floor price and kind of work from there. But we'll be releasing and announcing that shortly.
All right, I think that's it. It
Yep.
is now 12:27 a.m. for me. I am ready to actually snooze. So this was great. Thanks everyone. We'll do one last thing before I go to bed, which is update the link for this and make sure that you can download it. But other than that, we are done with that spotlight. Thank you everyone for attending. Appreciate it, and thanks for all the activity, especially those who are adding liquidity on the decks. We appreciate you very much. All right.
Mhm.
Until next time,
By the
then.
way,
See ya.
guys, happy holidays. I know we're not going to probably see you guys until the next spotlight. So enjoy the holiday season, enjoy your family, take a break, relax, have some coffee, have a drink, have some wine, whatever you're into. But happy holidays. We really hope you guys stay safe over the holidays and enjoy the time with friends and family. Please join us in Discord if you have any other questions. We'll be there. If for whatever reason your question didn't get answered, feel free to reach out to me or the mods, and we'll definitely take care of it. So thanks again for joining us. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.